I think it's in how you feel at the end of the day. We're all going to have bad days. We're all going to have
Mm-hmm.
days where, there's a crisis on campus, and it genuinely is, some type of crisis. But when that's happening routinely and you're going home drained, you walk in energized, you take that moment to pause and reflect and write down what you want to do for the day, how you're going to connect intentionally with students, whether you're doing some type of leadership group or you're hitting the recess and, connecting with parents, making those phone calls, coffee chats, whatever you do, and you have that on your list. It's on your plan, it's your passion, it's your heart. It's going to make the school better. It's a better place for teachers, for students, and for parents in the community. Then all of a sudden it's 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and you're looking at your list and you haven't done any of it. And if that's just a one-off day, you can go home and you're like, okay, that was a wild and
Rebound.
crazy day. And you're like, the memes all show it. And then the next day it happens again and again. It's like, what am I doing here? What was I called to? You notice that you're not finding joy anymore and you're not making progress.
And you need to address that too, right? Like I feel if you're not having fun, you know, and making those connections and excited about the work and the change that you could be making on campus, it's like, well, what are you doing at this point? So that's why this purpose thing, to me is so important, and why I wanted to have you on the show as well. You talked about how you could prevent the predictable, which I love that idea. And like reactivity can be kind of seductive, like a reactive way of leading. And do you have any thoughts on like how a leader can break that cycle and be less reactive, more proactive?
Yeah, and I think that's another sign that we hear a lot about with principals just reacting. They can't be proactive. They can't get to, this having space and time built in their day to reflect and build what they want. And so I think blocking, I recommend my principals put 2 hours on the calendar at least twice a week. Like they have a meeting or they're off campus and they put somebody else in charge. Just pretend I'm not here. I went home sick. I'm at a meeting. I'm off campus, whatever it is, 2 hours twice a week, because you need that space to reflect. And, we talk about the dream school, right? The dream that we had. You have to think about and look at your schedule. What's taking most of my time? Why am I not getting to it? And you can highlight, you can do whatever categorization works for you, but I always just say like highlight in yellow the things that popped up in your day that you didn't plan, and highlight in red the things that were a crisis, a one-off that's probably not going to happen. But take those yellows and say, okay, who can be a stop before me in these areas, and how can I make that clear so that they're not just coming to me. Different admin are say, well, I didn't know what you wanted to do. We both know the outcome. How, the desired outcome is, we may not do it the same. The how may not be the same, and I'm okay with it as long as we have that same desired outcome. So it's empowering your staff as well. And I think we become so reactive, to answer your question, when those systems and processes aren't in place, or we don't have the time to think about what needs to be put in place and to think about routinely. This happens at 11:30 every day when first and second grade come in from recess. I am bombarded with, fighting and relationship issues, or, words, whatever it is. And so what this always happens, here they come. Well, maybe I'll get out on the playground and be intentional about teaching them, being proactive about teaching them instead of reacting to the first and second grade fighting all the time.